you?
Oh, so beautiful to hear your voices again. Last week, I was committed. That's one of my strong values that just really hit me today. And I was committed to my wife for our anniversary week. And we usually travel for the week. And so I made that commitment. And I know I was gone too long because I literally woke up this morning at 5:59 Central Time to a dream about Tony, Dr. Connor, and there were two other people, and I think the lady was you, Michelle. And I'm in the dream. I'm talking to Dr. Connor and Tony in a suit store of all things. So now you know I can't make that up. That was definitely a dream. So anyway, here I am. I've been gone too long, and I'm back. So my clarity on this topic came when Sonia passed away. And just for those that might not know the story, if you're new to the room, I lost my wife in 2015. We were married 20 years, business partners. She was in a car accident, picking up a client, taking her to closing, and she survived the accident, survived the 12-week recovery of a hip surgery from the dash pushing her femur through her hip socket. And this was at 42 years old. She survived that, and then 2 weeks after she was off crutches, coming back around, she just didn't wake up one day. Believe it was probably like a partial block in the middle of the night because she was sleeping, snoring, getting a real deep sleep, if you want to say that. And she had needed it, but I didn't think she needed that much. But that turned into getting her to the hospital and losing her a few times on the way. And she was in a 5-month coma that took me out of my business. And we still, like, the business still did well while I was gone because the systems I set up, which is why I share today, and that will come back around in this topic. So I don't want to use up too much time here. So when that happened, there was a realization that, you know what, she got to go home. She got to go to the winning spot. She crossed the finish line of what we're all in this life for, right? And I realized that I was still here. I still had to go to the mailbox. I still had to get the bills. I still had to deal with the stuff, the crap that was going to come our way. But one thing was very clear. She would want us to live the best life ever and have fun. And I'm saying this because that became part of it was always a core value in me. When I met her, 20 years prior, her parents were quite the party animals. She grew up with aunts and uncles being tossed from house to house, and I'm talking as a grown kid in high school. She went to 12 different high schools, and when she would tell me the names of the high schools, I mean, these were the scariest high schools in Kansas City. And she had the biggest smile. She would give anyone the shirt off her back. And I felt like, and I don't know if this has to do with value or what, but it's like, it's the purpose that leads to your values. And when I got the opportunity that she fell in love with me and I got to marry her and be with her for the next 20 years, I mean, I looked at it as my purpose was to make her life absolutely amazing. Like, I was supposed to be kind of like the knight in shining armor, but I just wanted to provide an amazing life for her because she deserved it. Like, she coming from where she came from, everybody she touched, you felt like she loved you. We called her smooches because she kissed everyone, and that's just who she was. So then, that gets taken away from you, and it puts a whole lot of value on every moment that you're with someone like that, that you can make every moment as amazing as possible. Now, in turn, this is amazing for me too, because this matches up with my values. So I'm enjoying life by providing this. This is for me. So when I met Lynette, the 20 years that I was with Sonia, she was having an 18-year really tough marriage. Basically, husband had lost a job and lost motivation to do anything, and she had to she had to do it all to raise three kids basically on her own while her husband was sitting there in the room doing nothing. And she is the same way, man. I mean, it was just radiates like joy. You just have to smile and laugh when she's around. So here I am again to now make her life amazing because she fought so hard for 18 years. And so that value was to make their dreams come true. I guess the value is more to be the provider, but it also revolves around, if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. And so it's making everything fun and making things happen and giving them the life. So, like, last thing I'll end with here is, Michelle, you were talking just about, the human being part. And I believe that it's come back to being human. Like, we're stuck here on this planet, and what becomes my everyday force is, and I know we hear this all the time, is make it better than when you found it. But it's the planet, it's the world. So we're still here. You don't want to take your own initiative to get off the planet. That doesn't make sense. I mean, it to go naturally means I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do while I'm here. And so I came back from a conference where I'm sharing on stage just to make everything simple. The values the value that I have is to bring what I brought Sonia and Lynette to everyone on the planet. That, man, if we're going to be stuck here on this planet with all this crap, and Tony loves to talk about the crap, and we all know it comes, but if we're going to be stuck here on the planet, let's make it fun again. Let's take the initiative to move forward, and let's break it down to just how simple it is to start moving that direction, which are the things that I share on this stage every day. So, just to have fun again, it's that commitment. It's the value is to ensure everyone has the right to see that they can have an amazing life while they're here on Earth. So that's my share for today.
Well, come on with it. Thank you, Brad. That was just so awesome. I mean, first of all, you do radiate that same thing that you espouse. So you are living those values. And I think there's something so incredibly attractive about that. Have you ever noticed how drawn we are to people who live through their values? Well, let's just qualify that, as I was saying. And maybe we are drawn to those people who live through values that come from fear. And we want to look at that. But it is really true to me that the people that I tend to resonate are those that are living their values, that are in integrity with them, that are living out loud. And I think, Brad, you're living out loud. And, one of the things that you didn't mention that is so obvious to me is this value of servant leadership, because that is what you are doing and it's who you're being. And, it is no accident that both of the women that you have had an incredible relationship with, that you are married to, are women for who you felt you could give the best of yourself to them. And they offered that up out of who they were being. Out of, it seems like there was a kind of purity in that somehow. So I just lay that at the table. I thank you for sharing everything you shared. I love having you back in the room. We missed you big time. And so happy to have you sharing from a vulnerable, open, honest, and powerful place. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to